So I don't know whose idea it was to bring the baddies to a wine vineyard, but whoever it was need to be fired, because the way they tore them people vineyard up, girl, I'm surprised they didn't kick them all the way out the whole continent. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beef for me.
Wah 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, back with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And girl, we got to discuss this doggone Baddies Africa. Let me tell you something. I don't know why Tavi baby, if that's how you say her name. I don't know. She's from New York, from the Boogie Down or something like that. I don't know, girl. But either way, I don't know why they activated her, and I don't know what battery was put in her back, but whatever it was, it must have been an Energizer Bunny, because when I tell you Tavi baby literally went through the new big three, yes, she did. Yes, she did. But I'll give the three girls, the three little chipmunks, they had heart. Yes, they did. They had heart. They got in the paint. We haven't really got all of what happened between Tavi and Fauna, but right now Tavi is technically undefeated. But we gonna get into it, girl. And honestly, with Tavi, whatever her name is, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. My thing with her is, girl, you really got into it with LCK, which I'm not really mad at. But you got into it with LCK because she did lie to you and say she got jumped. But then you brought up the fact that she was mad that Skrilla basically dapped you up and gave you props, but then you get in front of Skrilla and Skrilla look you square in the eyes and say it never happened. Now you want to battle Skrilla? Like, it's giving low-key dry humping. Like, it was giving like, girl, you really wanted the props from them without saying you wanted it. And that's why you went that hard on LCK. I don't know. I could be wrong. But LCK deserves it because, like I said, she lied about getting jumped. She ain't get jumped. She got beat up. That's it. Girl, I ain't gonna lie. To me, I was thinking this, I was watching this episode, and I was like, I really wish we could trade Baddie from Baddies Caribbean, trade her and put her over here to Baddies Africa, and send LCK over there by the other girls, because I don't think LCK can really hang with these girls. But we gonna get into that. Tavi, like I said, battling all the girls behind all this beef. I do love how Ivory checked my girl Dolly and was like, did you say you beat me up twice? But I also love that Dolly said, yes, I did say that. We gonna get into it. It's just standing on business and being real. It's just something about it. You know what I'm saying? I respect. We gonna get into that. A few other things. Natalie giving out Baddie's chain. I'm not knowing Dolly still didn't have a chain. Why am I this episode today old, not knowing that Dolly never got a chain last season? Is it just me? Girl, anyway, do me a favor. Grab your things. We got a lot to discuss. Grab your things, your earbuds, your liquor, your Zaza, whatever you need, girl. Come on in. Let's get right on into the episode. So the episode opens up where we left off. In this moment, Tavi is basically telling Skrilla, girl, you dapped me up and told me I did my big one for fighting you, and Skrilla said you a lie. Now, this causes a big old commotion, a big old fist fight, and with 1 pop, 2 pop, 3 pop, 4. So K Rican and Fauna is on whatever they partner on. That's how they roll or whatever. Now, this is the gag for me with you, Tavi. Like I said, Tavi, you got into it with Elsie, and now you down there getting into it with them, and I get it. I put my money that you could fight all these girls, like one by one. But that's not the point. It's giving like, is it really worth all of this? Like, this is just a question. Now, according to Tavi, she says yes. She said because Skrilla basically trying to make it seem like it's not what it is because we in front of everybody. She said, but Skrilla definitely dapped her up in the club and said you did your big one. Now, if they was in the club, maybe they were drinking, alcohol, music, maybe that could have distilled. Not distilled, honey. Girl, maybe that could have messed up the sound or something, and she thought she heard that. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of all of this. But either way, I don't think it's this serious. I just don't. And look at LCK. Now, LCK is upstairs, wig all the way gone, boobs all the way on the ground. Do you hear me? Listen, she up there hollering, it's not about Skrilla. Why are you saying this? It was never about And I said, girl, ain't that what got you beat up first? Stop with all of that. Now downstairs, my girl Tavi is literally sitting here trying to have a conversation with these girls and convince Skrilla that she dapped her up. And I'm over here saying, for why? Like, what do you get out of it? So what? Like, why? And Skrilla is not backing down. Now, Kay Rican said she was just trying to find out what was going on. She didn't want no smoke with Tavi. She said, but Tavi got an attitude with her. She said, and if it's up with her, then it's up with her too. So it is what it is. So now you got 2-on-1, 3-on-1. It's a lot. Everybody is ready to fight, and Tavi is not ducking no fades, obviously. Now, somebody done woke, what's this girl, Scotty, out of her sleep. You know, she done came downstairs trying to see what's going on, what's happening. And Tavi is trying to explain to Scotty how pointless this is. And she don't even realize it. Oh, no, I was just telling you that she dapped me up in the club. And now she over there trying to act like she ain't dapped me up. And that's not right, because she did dap me up. And that's why we fighting. And I'm over here saying, y'all sound slow as turtles. And quiet as it's kept, Scotty agreed. Because y'all, what? Now, while she yelling that, Skrilla is yelling from the kitchen, girl, I never dapped you up and told you nothing like that. I don't know what you talking about. Stop coming over here trying to ride off of us. We good. Now, I'm over here saying, now somebody lying. Now, somebody got to be lying. Now, Skrilla hopped in the confessional and said it makes absolutely no sense that she would dap up somebody who just fought her and her homegirls. She said it literally makes no sense. So she don't know what in the world Tavi is talking about. And at this part, Tavi, it ain't this deep. Let it go, girl. Let it go. But at the end of the day, Elsie's still running from upstairs trying to get downstairs saying, it was never about Skrilla. Skrilla was never what any of this was about. And I'm hoping somebody clip her on the way down the stairs, girl, please.
Help me. Hurry. Hurry up, you wimp.
Girl, expeditiously. But anyway, Skrilla is trying to make sense of Tavi telling everybody that she would dap her up because like she said, it makes no sense. Once you fight me and my homegirls, it's up forever. I would never come up and dap you and tell you no good job on fighting me and beating me up. You crazy? And look at Elsie. It's not about you, Skrilla. Skrilla. It was never about you, Skrilla. She kept bringing you up, Skrilla. I told her I don't even like Skrilla, but she brought you up. It wasn't me, Skrilla. So now this is making Tavi real mad because, you know, Tavi don't like this. Tavi, one thing about her, she's a real rough, tough, real rugged, street, ragged girl. You know what I'm saying? She done been through the sewer with Master Splinter. She done seen it all. However, she don't like when people play in her face. And you know what? At this point, I'm with you, Tavi. So now Tavi is over here trying to make heads or tails of this. And she's going back and forth with the thought of if she should pop LCK in the mouth again or just let her live. But I think right here, she gonna let her live. She gonna let her live. She got bigger fish. But anyway, LCK, Skrilla, it wasn't about you. She kept bringing you up, Skrilla. Skrilla. She brought you up, not me, Skrilla. I'm from Australia. We don't even have people named Skrilla. I don't have beef. And Skrilla and all the other girls is just like, girl, bye. And look, find a girl. All this is pointless. Like, at the end of the day, my girl said she ain't bop you and she ain't dap you and say no good job. And it is what it is. And you know what? At this point, I think that that's where the conversation should have ended. But you know how it goes. And even Fonda knows how it goes. That's why Fonda said the way that this girl, Tavi, was running around there huffing and puffing like a doggone big bad wolf. She already knew it was going to go down at some point. She just didn't know when. She just knew her and her girls need to make sure they're ready. And I don't know how ready y'all going to be able to get. But we gonna see. So anyways, now Ivory done pulled Tavi outside. Now this is the part that got me because Ivory I thought was real cool with Tavi, but then she was helping Skrilla. Maybe she just kind of whatever. But either way, she pulled her outside and was like, girl, you good, you straight. And Tavi was like, I need that from her. She lying on me. But Ivory said she gonna make sure they set it up to where they can do it fair and everything is good. But just calm down a little bit. But Tavi already on 10. And I don't know how they gonna get her off the 10, but we'll see, child. Moving on. So now Rolly and Scotty meet up because they want to kind of catch up with what's been going on in the house. Scotty is trying to explain to Rolly why Tavi baby and Skrilla and them was fighting. And all she can come up with was it's behind a handshake. Because literally that's how slow and silly this is. It really is. And even Rolly was just like, girl, what? Like this don't make sense. But either way, they talking about the girls and about all of the stuff that's going on in the house. And Rolly made mention that her biggest issue with these new girls is everybody's a friend. Nobody don't know what the actual word is or what it means or even try to embody the definition. It's just like, oh, I just met you today. Bet you my friend and we gonna stick together and we gonna go against all these other girls. And in Rolly's eyes, she just feel like you're not friends with nobody until you really get around these people and get to know them. And I agree. But some people can make instant friends. But I guess Rolly ain't never made none. So she said y'all can't make none neither. So either way, the phone ring as Rolly's knees got the clapping. And then all of a sudden, guess who it was? The chin of all chins, Natalie Nunn called in to invite the girls out to Baddie Wine O'Clock. So apparently she want to do real sophisticated, elegant stuff with hood rats. She want to go down to a winery and take a bunch of heifers who ain't never even been to a tequila tasting, let alone a winery. But yeah, neither here nor there. We going down to the winery according to Natalie. Now, mind you, Natalie knows these girls is beefing down to the ground. These girls is ready to tear each other head off. But Natalie don't care. She don't care if they tear down this winery. Girl, what is you on? Natalie was like, bring the fight to the winery. You know how I know? Because when Natalie got into the confessional, she was still hell-bent on going to the winery, even after knowing, first of all, the girls you got, and then secondly, knowing that they in here literally tearing each other's heads off as we speak. But Natalie don't care. She want to go to the winery, so the winery we go. Now, if they stomp all the greats and each other, then it is what it is. I don't want her up there acting brand new. Oh my God, you guys, we're not going to be invited anywhere. Shut your vape and mind your business. Just move around. And look at her. Look at Scotty, reminiscing on the old dates her and Chin used to have when she used to scissor Natalie Chin, talking about, oh, she knows I love wine, so she's really taking me to the winery. Girl, don't make me call lemon pepper. Go lay down. So now the girls all hop on separate sprinters, of course, and everybody's like, oh, you have been to a winery? No, nobody never went to a winery. A couple of them did, whatever. But either way, this girl Diamond here wants to know the tea about what was all going on between the Tavi and the Skrilla baby stuff, right? So Elsie decides that she was going to stand up and say what happened. And according to Elsie, basically, she's throwing it all on Tavi. She said Tavi is the one who kept bringing up Skrilla. I ain't really had no problem with Skrilla. I don't have no problem with Fana. I don't have no problem with K. Rican for real. She said, I'm going to be honest. It's like Tavi was obsessed saying that y'all dapped her up. Now, Rolly was like, nah, Elsie, I ain't gonna lie. You did go up there and tell that girl that you got jumped. So the girl was fighting on your behalf. So she asked her what's really going on behind the scenes with this whole Tavi situation. Now, this the part that got me. First and foremost, Elsie K got into the doggone confessional looking like a whole new woman. Girl, Elsie K looked like a 50-year-old missionary with that wig and that good Sunday cheetah print. Girl, what is you on? Girl, what? I forgot what you said. Girl, get off of here talking about somebody old. You look old. Anyways, so she's telling them that basically, yeah, Tavi is over there putting 20 on 10, and she kept putting all the emphasis on these girls, and she want to manage me, and I manage people in real life, and she's not going to manage me. I'm over here wondering who is letting LCK manage them. Girl, you can't make this up. Now, on the other bus, Ivory trying to get good vibes on the bus with the girls, get them all excited to be down to the winery and things of that nature. You know, good vibes. We going to be cute, be bougie and things of that nature. Everybody's agreed. And then here comes Tavi. I still feel some type of way about me getting into it with Elsie and Skrilla because see, Skrilla, she really was over there just saying that she didn't dap me up and tell me I did a good job of beating her up. She didn't want to say that in front of her friends, but she really said that. And I'm over here saying, girl, let it go. It literally is not that deep. Like, I swear it's not. But I get what it is. You feel played. You feel played because you got into it with Elsie. Not that it's necessarily about Elsie per se, but I get it. You got into it with your friend, and now the people you got into it with her behind still want to beat you up too. Or fight you for that matter. You know what I mean? I feel you. I understand where you at. But still, it's not this deep, girl. But Pretty P and Ivory and the rest of the girls are on the bus still literally scratching their head trying to figure out somebody's lying, somebody's blatantly lying, and who's lying we don't know. Because somebody said something. Maybe they forgot the looker, I don't know. But somebody said something because we wouldn't be doing all this cussing and fighting and carrying on if nobody said nothing. Now, on the other bus, LCK is over there copping pleas with the other three. And I'm talking about Skrilla, K. Rican, and Fana. She over there talking about she ain't never had no issues with them. The only issues she really had with them was when Tavi and Russian Cream came and told her that they said something about her family. Let me say this, girl. You in this family narrative of somebody talking about your family, LCK, is really getting old. And I'm with K. Rican. Girl, ain't nobody know nobody married and cuffed your ugly ass. You feel me? Girl, ain't nobody know that. K. Rican said, ain't nobody said nothing about your family because ain't nobody know you even had no family. You know, I'm starting to think that's just LCK's go-to excuse whenever she's in the bind. You talked about my family. But either way, Skrilla ain't trying to hear none of that. Skrilla basically feels like it's making more sense now that basically Elsie was the reason all of this happened because she went up there and lied and said that they jumped her and she didn't. Because that's literally what happened. Elsie got beat up and she went up there and told Tavi they jumped her. And then Tavi came downstairs and fought the girls. That's literally what happened. So Skrilla was like, do you still consider her a friend? She was like, because I would never punch my friend in the face. So I don't know about you, but if that's what you call a friend. And look at Elsie. She not my friend. She not my friend. Girl, Elsie cannot be trusted. Do you hear me? Trade her for Baddie, I promise. Now, on the other bus, Tavi is still going in, swam before everything she loved, that girl Skrilla dapped her up and told her good job on beating me and my friends up or something like that. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why this is a back and forth. What are we going back and forth about? None of this makes sense. So now she says she's going to kick LCK out the room. She no longer wants her, and LCK needs a new roommate. Russian Cream says she been saw it coming because they kept getting into it. And honestly, I truly don't care. Let's move on. So now Big Lex turns to Tavi, baby, and says, hey, girl, so where do you and Cold Killer stand? Are y'all cool? What's up? And she was like, girl, we'll never be cool because you straight up lied to me. It's up forever. So now we know Tavi and Skrilla gonna have to fight, literally. Now this prompts Ivory to get it off her chest what she had wanted to say, because remember, Skrilla and them had came back and told Ivory that Dolly was saying that she beat her up twice. So Ivory straight up asked Dolly, she was like, Dolly, Skrilla came back and told me that you was around here saying that you beat me up twice. Like, did you really say that? Like, you really going around telling people you beat me up twice? And Dolly was like, yeah, I probably said that. I said, oh! Now, I talk about standing on business. That's a big girl to be standing on business too. But honestly, I'm not going to lie. She did the right thing, girl. It ain't like the people not going to be able to see it. But like Dolly said, yeah, I said it when we was beefing before we got cool. But now we back cool. It is what it is. She said, but I'm also hearing you say stuff. We'll have to wait to the playback to see what happened first. But at the end of the day, bitch, we was beefing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't cool. Like, it is what it is. And to be completely honest, I think Ivory kind of understood that because she wasn't really upset about it per se. But she kind of like was reserved. Now, Dolly got in a confessional and feel like, girl, I did my big one against you. You didn't just beat me up like you normally beat everybody up. So in my eyes, girl, I beat you up twice. And you know what? Sounds like reasonable math to me. So, I mean, if I was her, I'd lie and say I beat her up because I felt like I didn't get beat up. I mean, it is what it is. Now, on the other bus, Diamond is defending her right to basically fight for her room. She said she got into it with Dolly and Choco seriously only because her and Dolly don't rock, so she didn't know why Dolly would even come to her room. And then seeing Choco with Dolly, she didn't know what type of time they was on, so she just reacted. Honestly, she did what she was supposed to do. And like she said, that was my room. I probably would have let her come in, but she came in with Dolly and it was up, and I don't blame her. I really don't. I truly don't. She did what she was supposed to do. Now, Choco decided to give us a little Lola Falana tease, and she decided to jump up on the bus and say she still feels some type of way because basically she got snuck and she don't appreciate Diamond the Baddie sneaking her. She should have just fought her. She didn't have a problem with fighting her, but sneaking her, she said she wanted an apology. Now, she made clear that they don't have to fight no more, but she definitely wants an apology from Diamond. And honestly, Diamond owe her that. And the girls on the bus feel like Diamond would give her an apology because that's how Diamond is, and I believe she would. Now, some people on the bus was like, they need to just fight again. They need to just fight again. And Choco said she don't mind. But Ivory feel like, girl, my friend done fought you 2-3 times. She said she don't want to fight no more. She don't want to fight no more. And, you know, Ivory nerves get bad. So she feels like Diamond don't have a problem apologizing. She should just go that route. I mean, it was given to me. Ivory was saying, girl, you not about to keep fighting my friend. After a while, you're going to have to fight me. And I'm loving that energy from Ivory. I love that from her. Love it. Now we move on, and Natalie's got the girls down to the vineyard, and she's ready to get on this whole wine tour. Now, I doubt any of these girls would get through an actual tour. As a matter of fact, they probably don't even know how to sip nor drink wine. But at the end of the day, we made it to a new location to fight, and that's what this show is all about. So let's get on into it. So now Natalie has all the girls in one room, but sitting at 2 separate tables, mostly OGs at her table and kind of the newer girls at the other table. But either way, all the mess is at the new table anyway. So Natalie clinks her glass and was like, you guys, I would like to thank you guys for coming out. It's a Baddie wine o'clock. Thank you guys for everything that you've done. Let's do a Baddie wine o'clock. So they started in a Baddie wine o'clock. Or whatever they was doing. And Natalie liked it. She was like, oh, girl, that's cute. All right, girl. Go ahead on. So Natalie loving the new remix that Choco done added to the Baddie wine o'clock theme. But it won't matter because, yeah, ain't no baddies gonna get no wine because these heifers about to get the fighting and cussing and carrying on. So now Natalie looks to Diamond the Baddie and was like, girl, what's been going on in the house? Now, I heard about the situation with you and Choco. What's the tea with that? And basically, Diamond was like, listen, just like everybody else, you gave me my own room. So I didn't understand why I had to even deal with battling, going back and forth with sharing my room. And again, it wasn't about sharing the room because I have the bed. I didn't like that she came in with Dolly. That's my enemy. I didn't know what type of time she was on, so she got bopped. One thing I will give Natalie is, Natalie did say, she was like, I ain't gonna lie, I did give you your own room like the rest of the OGs, and you should be entitled to your own room. I will give you that. So now that we know that she's entitled to her own room, now we can kind of figure it was more or less just the principle, like she said. And when she said what she said, she talked about bopping Dolly and sneaking her. And Dolly was like, yeah, I got snuck and I ate that. And then you got beat up. And they get to going back and forth or whatever the case may be. And they handle it like ladies. They just cussed each other out and nobody threw a punch. I was so proud of them. Like my girl Diamond the Baddie said, girl, I am no longer a new G. I've been on 3 seasons. That's what my girl said. She said she is an OG and deserves her own room. And honestly, Diamond, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you when you're right. You do. Sleep in your own room, child. As a matter of fact, tell Choco go bunk up with Rolling Big Fat Funky Nasty Green. Tell her go over there if she want to go lay down or something. So now, like I said, Dolly and Diamond are going back and forth about the whole room situation. And Diamond is kind of acting not phased, but they can't help but hear the huge commotion that's going on at the table next to them, which is the new G table. Now, over here, the girls is really trying to get down to the bottom of this whole tea situation. Like, girl, Fana wants to know what's going on. I get it. They don't want us to fight, girl, but we got to get to the bottom of this. Skrilla, did you dap this girl up and say good job for beating me and my friends up? Like, what's tea? Like, we need to get to the bottom of this. Now, like I said, Natalie and the girls can hear the commotion, and Dolly looks over and tells the girls this is not the time nor place, that basically they should be over here being bougie and cute, in her words. You know what I'm saying? And basically, Final was like, Dolly, if you don't sit your little ugly ass down, girl, please, I'm trying to get this tea, girl. Go late. So now here we go with Tavi. You tell me, look me in my face and tell me that you didn't dap me up and tell me I did a good job, a bang up job actually, of beating your ass, your friend's ass, and your other friend's ass. Look me in my face and tell me you didn't say that. And girl, look a Rolly.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bull, man.
You always trying to say something at the wrong time.
Finish and do whatever you got to do. Go on sleep. Let us have our fun.
Yeah, Rolly, go on and eat. Let us have our fun. Girl, we trying to see who lying about this doggone handshake. Girl, ain't nobody over here sipping no wine. These girls don't know nothing about no doggone wine. Girl, they don't even know what a wine cooler is. Girl, please. So anyway, back at the table, Skrilla is over there standing on business. Skrilla said, I never dapped you up and told you no good job. Now, everybody was in the line, going down the line like we played a good game, and I passed your hand and your hand passed mine, but I never dapped you up. And I said, what? Wait a minute. So anyway, in the other room, because basically Natalie and the OGs got up and went to another room to have their wine. In another room, basically Dolly and Diamond the Baddie is going back and forth. Dolly is telling Diamond the Baddie she beat Diamond the Baddie up. Diamond the Baddie was like, girl, but I snuck you. Diamond was like, yeah, you always do that and then you get beat up. Like, that's normally how it goes. And they just got their little back and forth riff-raff. And I noticed how hard Natalie was laughing. Natalie is nobody's friend, I promise you. But Diamond the Baddie said, you know what? It is what it is. She said, yeah, I snuck you. I did what I was supposed to do because you shouldn't have came in my room. And Dolly was like, yep, and I came in your room because I was being messy. And after you snuck me, I beat you up. And now Diamond the Baddie said, you only beat me up because we fell on the bed. But I'm going to be honest. I don't see Diamond the Baddie just beating up Dolly. I just don't. Not even head to head. I just don't. And look how hard Natalie laughing. This what I be talking about. This is why them girls be wanting to switch up and bop Natalie in the back of the head. Because Natalie will make you think she your friend. And then she'll be over there laughing buku hard with your op. Look at her. Girl, Natalie can't be trusted. Now, the girls look at LCK because everybody's kind of got in their heads that Elsie is really the one starting all this. So they look at Elsie and was like, Elsie, tell the truth. Because basically, Tavi was like, the only reason I even fought them girls was because you came upstairs and told me they jumped you. Tell the truth. Did you say that they jumped you? And look at Elsie. I didn't know. And look at Tavi just sitting there like, see, I told y'all. But at this point in time, Tavi, it's pointless though. Because you done already did the fighting. The fighting has already happened. And now you beefing with the girls you fought with and the girls you fought for. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. So again, they get to going back and forth. Tavi is losing her mind. And at this point, I'm thinking she might need to go talk to somebody. Like, Tavi really is activating. Like, something is really going on inside of Tavi's brain. But the gag is, Skrilla is talking cash money shiz naive, like she ready to get in the paint. And she is ready to get in the paint. I mean, look at her biting her freaking hands because she feels some type of way that Skrilla is literally standing over her, dragging her for filth, saying all types of stuff, violating her crazy, and she ain't doing nothing about it. I think this practices and shows that Tavi practices a lot of restraint. Congratulations, Tavi. Now, on the flip side, Natalie was talking about giving out this chain. And like I said, she just said today that I just found out that Dolly never got a chain. She said she want to give Dolly a chain because Dolly deserve her chain, just like Diamond the Baddie. She says, but she need to see leaders. And right now, she only see him in Scotty and Rolly. Now, Diamond, even though she's beefed out with Dolly, Diamond was a real bitch and was literally like, yo, she still deserve her chain, though. That girl really been rocking out, fighting, doing her big one. She fought me 3-4 times. She done fought everybody around here. That girl deserved her chain. I felt like that was so real of Diamond because Diamond could have literally taken this opportunity to hate on Dolly getting her chain. But she literally was like, nah, even though we beefing, that girl still deserve her chain. I think that's admirable. So now back at the other table, things have gotten out of control. Skrilla done stood up all over Tavi, baby. And I'm over here saying, Skrilla, you know, one thing I always heard growing up was the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But girl, Tavi's a big girl. And the way she's standing up over Tavi, Skrilla got balls of steel, girl. What? She literally standing over this girl saying, I ain't dap you up. I never dap you up. Woo, 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 woo. And Tavi still sitting there. And I think the more that Skrilla says, the more it registers to Tavi that typically her hands would have activated for less in the past. And I think it's kind of messing with her. But either way, Skrilla talking her cash money shit's naive. But I'm telling her to tread light. Because this right here is a heavyweight. Yeah, see, y'all around here wanting to jump off the porch and fight Mike Tyson. And I don't play like that. So, yay. Skrilla, I get it. You get an A for having a lot of heart. But your body got a B. And that B stands for beaten. Because, baby, Tavi is going to tell you every which way but loose. I'm sorry, girl. I had to say it. And over here trying to get LCK to just fess up to the fact that she lied about being jumped is like pulling teeth, because LCK is saying everything but what she should say. But it's too late, LCK, because everybody's already caught on. You are the common denominator. You are the weakest link, and they're going to bop you for it. So now things are beginning to escalate at the table because Skrilla can only fess up to dapping her but not having any dialogue. She said she didn't say anything. She just dapped her up because she put her hands out. This is so petty. I'm with Ivory. This is so stupid. So weird and so stupid. But either way, now tensions are rising and Skrilla is ready to fight. At this point, I mean, you gotta be. Standing over Tavi like that, you gotta be ready to fight. And I think Fauna and all the other girls are picking up what Skrilla is putting down. And I think they kind of preparing themselves accordingly because they know that if one of them bop, all of them going to have to bop because Tavi's a big old girl. So now Skrilla threw a napkin or something. I don't know what it was she threw, but she threw something at Tavi. And I knew when Tavi took her time to respond to that, I knew it was going to be trouble. I knew it. I felt it. And now Skrilla is all pumped up, ready to fight. But I don't know if she knows how big of an opponent she's going up against. This girl is battlefield tested. Do you hear me? Girl, Skrilla, listen, I mean, I get it. I don't know, girl. I don't get it. I don't. But she ready to fight. Choco already look like she just want to fight anybody. So it is what it is. It's a lot going on and security is going to have to get in between because I pray they don't let Tavi get a hold of this girl inside of this wine cellar. Now, in the other room, Natalie hears the commotion right as she's getting ready to talk about the baddie chain she gonna give out. And she hurry up and grabs the baddie chain, tell them people she want her wine to go. And she said they gotta go see what all the big commotion is in the other room. Girl, you already know what it was. So anyway, in the other room, now they got all three of these girls activated. K-Rican, Fauna, and Skrilla is activated. And basically, they like, it is what it is. Whatever Tavi want to do, they want to do it. Whatever she own, they own. And I'm over here saying, are y'all sure? Like, for real, for real. As soon as Elsie tried to say something, somebody bopped her glasses off and her wig. Girl, look at Elsie. I think people got frustrated with Elsie because they starting to realize that she is the main issue here. She's the reason why these girls are at each other's throat. So she got bopped as she should have. You know what I mean? And K-Rican said it's up. She don't care. I think K-Rican the one bopped if I'm not mistaken. But K-Rican said she want to fight Elsie. She said she want to fight Tavi. K-Rican want to fight everybody. And to be completely honest, I don't know why I like her. She be ribbing and stuff. I like her. So now K-Rican is like, why everybody wanted with us? Everybody wanted with us. It's like we got to battle the whole house. Everybody want to beef with us. What do we do to y'all? But it is what it is. We going to stand on all 10. And I'm over here saying I never thought about it like that. But it do look like they battling the entire house. Now, I don't know if this was a cultural thing or what, but Choco decides to insert herself once she heard K-Rican talk about how they got to battle the whole house. Now, Choco was like, are you talking about me? And K-Rican was like, I wasn't talking about you. You just got here, first of all. But then she thought about it and felt played as I would. And she was like, nah, I wasn't talking about you, but if you feel played, bust a head. At this point, I'm with K-Rican. Because, girl, now you asking for it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This another heavy hitter. Y'all pulling out all of the big ones tonight. Are y'all sure y'all want to fight? Like, are we sure this is what we want to do? This is a big girl. And Choco don't too particularly take to that. She says that basically you said it in my vicinity and I didn't know, or whatever the case may be. And now she said, boo the table, she want to fight. I said, oh my God, somebody hold K-Rican, hold her, somebody get a Lord. But K. Rican looked at her and was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to get in the paint with this big ass bitch, you feel me? But in the paint, I shall go. So she said she going. She don't care. It is what it is. And you know what? Like I said, you get an A for heart. I just hate to give you the B for the beating to your body, you know? Now, K-Rika decided I'm little, let me get the ups on her. So she tried to run around the table and jump on Choco, but obviously security was there and she couldn't do it. And I think that kind of made Choco a bit madder. I probably wouldn't have done that if I was K-Rican, but here we are. Now, Choco said she saw that security came, jumped in between them, but she definitely want her fade from K-Rican, and she's getting her fade tonight, according to Choco. She said she's gonna have to bop the little teeny bopper up real quick, just to kind of show her, stop playing with me. We'll see how this goes, child. Pray for K-Rican. So now the girls have all collectively decided that they wasn't going to tear up the people winery. They'd rather go outside on the front porch and tear them people outsides up. So basically, Tavi is calling the girls to come downstairs to get their ass whooped or something like that. And we all know Cold Skrilla ain't going to turn down no fade. So Cold Skrilla got her things and gathered herself and got outside. She said if she got a fighter, oh well, it is what it is. I'm over here saying, girl, you got more heart, girl. Too much heart, as a matter of fact. Throw some away, girl. Have you seen Tavi? Girl, the way Tavi was walking outside cursing out Russian Cream, and Russian Cream was catching strays. All Russian Cream said was, girl, let me hold your purse. She went off on Russian Cream. Girl, Russian Cream couldn't even say nothing. Girl, I'm scared for you, girl. Now, on the other side, Ivory is over there giving fighting tips to Skrilla on how to fight her, because honestly, Tavi is like twice her size. So basically, Ivory is giving her fighting tips, and honestly, I think that's dope. I think that's dope because she's neutral. She's just helping who needs help. She's even telling her, hey, girl, all else fail, bear hug her, girl. Please, hug her tight. Put your hands on her hips, girl. Make her backbone split or something. Do something to save yourself, because if she get you, she gonna R.I.P. you, fat. I gotta tell you that. Shout out to Ivory for being honest. You gotta be honest. Girl, look at Tavi taking off her shoes, talking about she ain't gotta get ready. She calling for the fade, and I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. This was me. But it wasn't Skrilla. Skrilla came outside. I ain't gonna lie, the way she squared up, I said, go ahead on, Skrilla. We might have us one on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So Skrilla came outside, stood her ground, stood on all 10, and she put her dukes up. And I said, come on, y'all. Pray for her. Let's get into the fight. And immediately, I said, Skrilla might have bit off more than she could chew. So I really want to tap her on her shoulder and just whisper real quick.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Girl, when I tell you Tavi baby was reaching all the way to her southern roots to come back with a slap for Skrilla, I said, Lord, call the ambulance. Post Skrilla, one thing I will give her, they was in the background saying, hold your head up, keep your head up, Skrilla. And Skrilla was trying. Her neck was just too heavy. She couldn't hold her head up as much as y'all wanted her to. It was heavy with fists on the back. Now, at one point in the fight, Tavi fell. And immediately I said, now is the time for one or two things to happen. One, we all jump her because she on the ground. Two, I just jump on top of her and then we all jump her because she on the ground. But none of that happened. It seems like the girls wanted to give fair ones, but I said, you don't give fair ones to the Jolly Green Giant. Are you slow? And you know why? Because they get up and do this to you again. Tavi got up and bop, 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 bop. Girl, post Skrilla. Skrilla, girl, write a rap, girl. Please. Skrilla! I don't even know her songs, girl. I might need to stream one after this beat up. She beat you down, girl. But one thing I'm going to give her. She held on. Yes, she did. Hold on. She held. Yes, she did. She refused to fall all the way down. She said she gonna hold on. And she did. She held on as she should, because honestly, that's the healthiest thing to do in a situation like this. Have you ever fought a barracuda? Okay, moving on. Now, Ivory, I ain't gonna lie. Ivory jumped in, and Ivory was jumping in, helping up for Skrilla, and she was breaking it up unfairly. I gotta give her that. But Ivory feel like it was unfair, so she just wanted to do something. I don't know. But Ivory was jumping in, trying to sacrifice her body for the whole mission. But it kind of fell on deaf ears because Ivory was trying to low-key jump in. Let's really call it a thing. She really was kind of low-key jumping in. You wasn't trying to sacrifice your body for no mission, girl. You just wanted to low-key jump in. Now, Natalie and them is on the way out because they heard the commotion. And look at Big Lex. OMG, they fighting. And look at Natalie. You guys, production, director, security, grab my vape. Come and get this. And look at her playing it off. I can't believe it, you guys. We're never coming back to South Africa. We're never coming back. I have all my vapes here. Shut up, girl. Then out the blue, K. Regan just jumped across Ivory head and snuck Russian cream, girl. Ivory done caught a streak. Girl, what's going on? Girl, K. Regan, all I know is she came out of nowhere, girl, like Freddy Krueger. Came out of nowhere and jumped across Ivory head to hit doggone Russian cream. Girl, she had to apologize to Ivory and say, Ivory, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Girl, you done hit her all in the back of the head. Now you want to say you sorry? Girl, you got to be more strategic with your doggone targets next time, girl. So now, K. Regan and Russian Cream done got the fighting. This is all on these people front lawn, mind you. But either way, they done got the fighting in front of the people, though. Natalie, where is she? Get her up here. She over here acting like she don't know what's going on. Oh, my God. You guys. Are you guys serious? Stop the fighting now. Production. Get the tape. Stop fighting, you guys. And look at Dolly. Poor Dolly was me, girl, the whole time. The whole end of the episode was me. Girl, what is going on? Girl. These girls can't go nowhere. I'm with Dolly. I thought we was being bougie. What happened? Now, Fana goes over to check on her friend. And Skrilla, I don't know if something happened to her foot. I kept seeing people say her feet. But either way, Fana asked Skrilla if she wanted her to tap her in so she can go fight Tavi for her. And Skrilla tapped her in. And Fana went and did just that. Now, Fana said, my friend tapped me in. It's my turn. I'm in. And she said she ready to go up against Tavi. Now, y'all done told Fana that she could really get out here in these streets. Let's see how she hold up against Tavi, baby. And we're off, and it's not looking quite as much good as I would like for it to look for Fana. As a matter of fact, let me show you something else. Hold on. If you look at the trajectory of these swings, it looks as if Tavi's going to give at least 1 or 2 off on Fana. At least. I'm being generous. But again, we don't know because, you know, this is the end of the episode, and they don't play the whole fights. Now, after the fight, Tavi was like, I'm the big dog. I came in by myself. I'm her. She had a real deep voice too. But she was barking and all that stuff like a cue. And she was talking about how she's this, that, and the third, and all these other girls is fake and phony. She is the girl. Now, Fana was over there with half of her head missing, and she was over there talking about how basically, she didn't do nothing to her. And I said, somebody get her a mirror real quick. Just get her a mirror right quick. But Skrilla must have felt better because she came back to get her ones again with Tavi, baby. And again, I'm sitting up here wondering why these girls are putting themselves up against this type of scrutiny. But it is what it is. The fight commenced. It seems like the new trend now on the Baddies franchise is to gouge people's eyes and ears and nose and mouths and all that stuff. So it seems like that was a lot going on here. But I will say Ivory didn't like what she saw. And so Ivory went and grabbed Tavi by both her arms, which could potentially make it easier for Skrilla to get the ups on her. Now, her and Ivory is having words because she feels like, don't grab me by my arms like that. But Ivory feels like, I don't care. I did what I did. It is what it is. I'm not going to keep letting you fight her. And I was like, now, this here is a matchup I would like to see. But Ivory, you wrong. Then K. Regan and LCK get into it. They fighting and battling each other, girl. I don't even know who won this fight. And honestly, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, LCK need to be switched out with Baddie. Get Baddie on Baddies Africa and bring LCK to the other girls. I feel like Baddie fits in better. I just do. I like her more. Maybe. I don't know. Then Choco and K. Regan get into their fight because Choco said she was going to get her ones off. And K. Regan realized that it was the time that she was going to have to get it off. And K. Regan was like, it is what it is. So her and Choco collide head to head. And Choco beat the brakes off of K. Regan. I mean, look at this. It was so bad to where even Natalie was like, Diamond, if this what you had to fight in order to save your room, girl, you might as well give her the room. Like, she dragged K-Rican. She just did. Now, like I said, they tearing up these people's stuff, and Big Lex says she don't really have a lot of respect for Tavi because Tavi is twice Skrilla in them size, and she just felt like basically it should have been a bit more lopsided as far as the win. She felt like Tavi didn't do as much damage as she should have, given her size. So now Natalie decides that it's the time to give out the chains, and she's announcing how Dolly deserves a chain, and Dolly's gonna get a chain, but tonight's chain she want to give to somebody who been standing on all 10 and who really been proving that they really a baddie. And she talks about how she's looking for more leaders in this baddies verse and how she feels like all the new girls have been doing their big one. Now, what's her name? What's this girl name? Skrilla decides to jump in and say, girl, you don't even try to get to know us. Stop with the cap. You don't know us. You don't like us. You don't roll with us. You never did. And I'm not going to lie. Rolly has been telling Natalie that. A couple of the other girls have been telling her that she's distanced from the new girls. So it's kind of hard for her to really gauge anything to feel about these girls. And I think Natalie understood that too, because even she was like, yeah, you're right. I should engage with y'all a bit more. And that's probably my fault. She was like, but at the end of the day, I still like you, regardless of whether you believe me or not. But, you know, Skrilla and them ain't trying to hear none of that. They feel like they public enemy number one. So now she gives out this chain. She's like, this person deserves this chain because they're nothing but a baddie, been a baddie this whole time, and they've been standing on business, getting into fights, and it's none other than Tavi Baby. So when Tavi Baby received her award, she was over the moon. She treated that necklace like it was a one-way ticket to heaven. Do you hear me? Bloody mouth and all. And I don't know who bloodied her mouth and who bloodied Skrilla's eye too. Somebody blacked her eye earlier. But either way, I don't know who bloodied Tavi's mouth, but whoever got that one off on her, good job. Because when she was smiling, getting ready to be all happy about her chain, she couldn't really enjoy it because the blood was dripping from her grill. Shout out to whoever got the cheap shot on Tavi. But at any rate, in true Rocky Balboa fashion, my girl Tavi held up her chain as high as the mountains to tell us that she is officially a baddie and all the other girls is haters because she got all the way here from the projects by herself, no twin, no sister, just her, and y'all really just hating on her because she got her chain and nanny boo boo. The joke's on you, Tavi, when your neck turned the color of your top. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. Tavi got her chain. Natalie was telling the girls to gather their things. You guys, we gotta get to Johannesburg or wherever the hell she said they're going. They're going to another part of Africa to get kicked out, and we will be here seated and stay tuned. What do you guys think about this? Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, girl. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.